This is your boy Brick City's finest. Y'all know what it is. JD Wiliams back up in the building. Just want to make sure that y'all know that I'm still around. I want to first and foremost, before anything, thank everybody for joining me right here on Tales from the Wire. I'm gonna do this off the top of the cuff. I actually was planning on just seeing if I can get the equipment and the different angles and so forth and so much that I'm working on right now. Working, as you can see, I'm trying to do a double angle and also get everything situated so I can do a proper Tales from the Wild for you guys. I guess to drop one off real quick, I've been collecting the stories, making sure that everybody who I might mention or involve into a tale is secure and comfortable with the stories that I'm telling if they seem a little, salacious. But there's a couple of them that, like I said, I could jump off. As a matter of fact, let's get right on into his second Tales from the Wire. Uh, Around the second time I started doing the second episode, obviously I'm settling more into Baltimore itself, which is, like I said, I'm from Newark, so it was kind of a more natural way to set in because Baltimore did remind me a lot of Newark at the time. So what I ended up doing exactly was absorbing the city. Now there's this one place, there's a couple of landmarks, a couple of places you may or may not have heard of in Baltimore before. And one of them is the harbor. It's a very famous, well-known tourist spot. It's right down by the water. Obviously, it's called the harbor. Back then, it used to be like a ESPN zone, if you guys remember that. And there's a mall area, cheesecake factory, and a really nice, loungy marina area to be there. Also, the stadium, Oriole Stadium, was over there, and everything. So and the Galleria. So there's a lot to go on down there. Now, if you move over a little bit to the left of the harbor, there was this one strip. It was called the Block, right? And now the Block is basically a street which has all the adult, the strip clubs on both sides of the street and even down like a couple of side streets, right? But that's basically where all of the adult entertainment, all of the strip clubs are. And obviously, there's going to be a heavy traffic area. And like I said, I had to kind of get to know the city. And one way I know you get to know the city is you can go to certain clubs, you can go to certain bars, but usually, like I said, you got to touch the people. Plus, I wanted to see some naked girls anyway. So, and you got to think, I'm about 22 at the time, something like that. Yeah, I think I'm like 22. So anyway, we end up going to a couple of us, castmates, separately, together. We would all eventually end up going to, separate clubs and seeing how they all were and how they responded and, how they all worked and everything. But the Block was always lively. It was hot. And actually, that was the first place that I actually got arrested in Baltimore. And I'll quickly go ahead and tell this tale, as it were. And Block closes down at 2 o'clock promptly. Now, this was one day that I went out and I had on a beautiful chocolate suede suit. I was dressed up, I was chilling out and everything. And I left out the club. It probably was like 1:50. And as you know, in spots like that, there's usually maybe like food spots that are still open. Anybody knows we call them shacks. And there was a couple open on either side of the street. I just went into one and I'm by the door. Now, what I'm noticing is that everything closes promptly at 2 o'clock. However, all the police were out there already. Like, and I mean, not just out like walking the beat or sitting in the cars, flashing the lights. No, they were in basically a riot line with zip ties in their hands and all walking uh, down the street in a line, just making a sweep. Right now, this is my first time. Like I said, I'm usually, out the way. That's fine with me. But I'm thinking in my head, like, wow, do they do this every night to make sure that everybody like gets off the block like right away? And that's crazy. So I'm watching, and now the sweep is kind of going past me. Like, and I'm talking about it's a line from one side of, I would say, maybe a 30-foot street to the other side. right? So the police, they walked by, and I turned to some guy. I didn't know him. I just turned to him, and I said, "Hey, man, do y'all do this like every night?" And he was like, yeah, man, they do this pretty much every night." And I was like, "Oh, well, we inside, so, you know, fuck the police." Whoop! I got snatched right out the store just like that. And I mean, literally, I wasn't yelling it. I was just talking to the dude next to me. I thought the police had passed, and I really wasn't like directing it at them. I was just surprised, like, wow, we could be in trouble, but we not. But obviously, my mouth got me in trouble. Maybe I was tipsy. I don't know, but I remember this very clearly. So anyway, I ended up getting slammed into the gutter in my nice chocolate suede suit. I had a nice swath of mud gutter water right across my chest, like a beauty pageant sash. They put zip ties on me, threw me in the back of a paddy wagon. In the back of the paddy wagon, it was another guy who was just sitting there with his head down, like, "Oh, no, no, no," and he wasn't speaking at all. So we ended up getting taken to booking, central booking, but we didn't get booked, printed, or anything. We just got thrown in a tank, and me and this guy went through all the tanks all night long. He didn't start talking to me till we got to about the third tank. It took me about maybe 3 hours to stop snapping, because I didn't feel like I should have been locked up. But eventually I calmed down. At about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, they did a shift change, and they had us like in the tank that's directly across from the the checkout, the discharge office, and we could see our property, so they was really messing with us by that point. Got arrested at 2. They let me out at 8 a.m. This is the twist in the tale, I would think. As I'm making my way home, I mean, I don't have any money left on me. I'm not sure where my wallet was or anything at, but for some reason I just couldn't. And back then, there was no Uber, no Lyfts. So I'm making my way back to where I was staying, which, funnily enough, was probably maybe 4 miles away, maybe. So I knew I could walk there. That wasn't a problem for me. I'm a walking ass. So I knew I could walk there, but I maybe ended up walking maybe a mile or so. Not even maybe. And this cab driver pulls over and he says, "Hey, what's up, man?" And funnily enough, with that ended up being the actual cab driver who dropped me off, right? And funny part of that too is that his name was Darnell also. So yeah, he dropped me off home, didn't charge me anything. Of course, we exchanged numbers, and anytime I needed to go anywhere for like the whole like 4 years I was down there, 5 years or whatever it was, I would give him a call. We would ride out together. It was a good dude, good brother. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that tale right there. I want to thank y'all for joining me. Like I said, I really wasn't planning on just going ahead and recording, but I felt like I had this situation set up, so I figured go ahead and give it a shot. Thank you guys. I hope that this was, like I said, this was mainly a test, so I'm hoping that the sound is clear, hoping that the cameras are clear, and I definitely want to thank you guys for joining me on the Tales from the Wire. I'll be back. See y'all again soon. All right, take it easy. Peace.